Take a look outside, folks, and I'll get you ready for your, Monday and your work week that's coming right up.
Plus, the latest on the status of a Pasco police officer shot while investigating an alleged reckless driver. And a fatal crash into a law enforcement vehicle Sunday leaves one woman dead. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. I'm still thinking about Marietta.
Oh, we're going to be for the rest of the day.
Yes,
she's so special.
She's so sweet. Folks, hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you did as well,
yes.
Jill. And we're just looking at a pretty darn nice start to our work week.
Lovely.
But changes are on the way. Let's take a look outside. It is going to be a beautiful morning, folks. Still going to take till the end of this hour to get to our sunshine. But folks, we're going to be looking at a beautiful morning and a pretty darn nice day. But those changes I'm talking about are coming into our evening hours. We do have a little bit of snow just to the north of our areas, maybe even just the outskirts of Connell, seeing just some very light touches, but those will move along. We are looking at partly cloudy skies today, and it's going to be pretty nice. 55, right around the mid-50s for the Yakima Valley. Upper 50s for the Mid-Columbia. We're a few degrees warmer than we were for your weekend, and in the mid-50s for the Blue Mountain region. We do have a wind advisory to talk about in the Pendleton area that's going to be starting tonight. Also some scattered showers in the form of rain overnight tonight into tomorrow and then into tomorrow evening. So a little bit of wetness is on the way for your Tuesday, but for your Monday should be a very nice start to your work week, your school week, or just your week in general. I'll have much more in my full forecast that's coming up, but for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
A Pasco police officer who was shot Friday morning has been released from the hospital. This according to the Pasco Police Department Special Investigations Unit. This follows a confrontation at a Circle K convenience store on Court Street in Pasco. According to authorities, the officer was called after witnesses reported a reckless driver. As the officer approached, he was shot and the suspect then reportedly drove away from the scene. Authorities say they were able to locate the vehicle and engage in a pursuit until the suspect was shot and arrested around Argent and Road 64. There's no word on the suspect's condition at this time. We also have an update on another police officer shot and wounded on the job. Everett police officer Chad House was wheeled out of the hospital Friday to the supportive cheers of other officers and co-workers nearby. This morning, he's recovering at home. Early Wednesday, police say someone shot Officer House as he responded to a robbery. Other officers shot and killed the suspect, who wounded the officer. Authorities say a woman is dead after a suspected shooting and car crash in Kennewick Sunday. According to Kennewick PD, a man driving on Edison Street fired a gun toward an officer parked nearby. Authorities say the officer was not shot. Deputies with the Benton County Sheriff's Office located the suspect vehicle and pursued until it crashed into a Sheriff's Department vehicle at the intersection of 8th Place and Vancouver. The driver was arrested while a passenger in the front seat of the vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene. Both the deputy involved in the crash and the driver were hurt and taken to a nearby hospital. Authorities say the suspect will be taken to the Benton County Jail. An hours-long standoff took place in Yakima Friday after authorities answered a call at a home near Cherry and 16th Avenue. Reports were made that a man was inside the house and damaging the property. Authorities say when they arrived, the man refused to come out. According to witnesses, the man had a gun and began to make threats toward law enforcement. They said the man was not legally allowed to own a gun. A SWAT eventually entered the home using flashbangs, drones, robots, and tear gas. The man was found in a crawl space and allegedly refused to come out, prompting authorities to release a canine officer. The suspect came out of the house a little over 7 hours after the standoff started. He's facing charges for domestic violence, malicious mischief, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Corwin Ford Tri-Cities says it's dedicated to helping fight food insecurity in our area, and on Friday, they took a big step in making sure kids at a Pasco school don't go hungry. Corwin committed to a 3-year financial donation totaling almost $11,000 to Captain Gray STEM Elementary. Captain Gray provides weekend meals to about 20 students, which is nearly 3,000 meals per school year. This donation is huge for the school's Bite to Go program, which is run by Second Harvest and has been helping children not just at Captain Gray, but across the Tri-Cities.
So we have a program here with easy-to-open meals that are non-perishable for students to eat on the weekends. We provide 4 meals per weekend per child in the home. So whether they come to Captain Gray or not, we provide food for every child in the home to ensure that they get at least a breakfast and lunch Saturdays and Sundays.
The program has been in order for about 6 years. Organizers say East Lake Church also contributes greatly to their program by going to Second Harvest and picking up the meals needed for the students. A follow-up to a fossil that's puzzled local experts. We've already introduced you to Enrique Rosas, who purchased a fossil from a man on the side of the road, and we set out to find who he purchased this intriguing find from. And our Madeline Hagan met up with Darwin Kniep, who originally dug up the potential dinosaur tooth.
Meet the man who dug up a fossil that could be a dinosaur tooth.
Oh man, here we go.
That was Darwin Kniep's reaction when a friend sent him our reports on the fossil that Enrique Rosas purchased from him in Kennewick a couple weeks ago. On Friday, Kniep made his way back to the Tri-Cities and set up shop.
Rockaholics are worse than alcoholics, I guarantee it. I kid you not.
This self-proclaimed rockaholic recalls digging up unique finds on his family's property near the gorge when he was younger.
My dad bought it in '57 back in the day. We had the ranch in Idaho over there, which I don't know why we moved to the desert, all sagebrush, and we developed it. And, there was not very many families out there then. And, we had a pile of dirt, and that was about it, and sagebrush to play with, I guess I was selling rocks in the first grade. I got busted that in church for that.
And now his geological habit.
Out of control. Out of control.
Kniep says he always dreamed of being a paleontologist, so he spends his time digging up his property and sharing it with the rest of the world. He's on the edge of his seat waiting to find out what Enrique's fossil truly is.
Thought maybe it looked like a tooth, but I don't have time to look at it. A lady found a fish in one here not too long ago.
If Enrique's fossil is worth anything, he'd like to get a rowing team started within a local school district. Darwin, who often donates his proceeds, says that doesn't bug him one bit.
It could be worth $10,000, but that's fine. I mean, he's got the same interest I got. It's not about the money, this project. It's the research, And, it's fun.
Darwin says it'll be a lifelong hobby and hopes to one day open a dig site to the public.
You get goosebumps on some of it. It's there's so much energy in them, like the green jasper has more energy in a crystal you can get, and it's nuts.
Darwin doesn't really have a schedule of when he visits the Tri-Cities, but you can find some of his fossils and rocks at Creation Crystals in downtown Kennewick. Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Welcome to the work week, folks. We have a beautiful start to our week, but we have changes on the way tonight. I'll tell you about that in my full forecast. It's coming up.
Plus, your eyes may be able to give you early warning signs of Alzheimer's. We'll tell you what to look out for when we come back.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? 0 down and 1.9% financing even on used vehicles. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
I'm getting backyard cookout vibes. Inside? Oh, that's the new DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger. Now you can take the backyard anywhere with honey barbecue sauce and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You guys are taking this backyard anywhere thing really seriously. Maybe next time you'll take that DQ Backyard Bacon Ranch Signature Stack Burger to, the actual backyard.
We need a hose.
Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Prosser Women's Health Center, OBGYN Dr. Heidi Weaver provides the full spectrum of obstetrics and gynecological care, including pregnancy care and help for menstrual disorders and endometriosis. Her services also include infertility treatments. If you struggle to conceive, there is hope. Schedule an appointment today with Dr. Heidi Weaver at the Prosser Women's Health Center by calling 509-786-0031 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus 2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The Beach Boys, the Demolition Derby, and the PRCA Rodeo, all part of this summer's Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days. Tickets go on sale March 31st, but Cap K-View is giving them away now. Click on contests at yaktrynews.com to enter.
Springtime in the awesome Palouse. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back. Eyes may be the window to the soul, but could they also provide glimpses into cognitive health? A group of researchers think eye health may be able to help diagnose Alzheimer's disease. That's because Alzheimer's begins in the brain decades before any symptoms appear, so patients don't know they have the disease until it has progressed. Scientists looked at retina and brain samples from 86 people over 14 years. They found that changes to the retina correlate to changes to the brain associated with Alzheimer's. If researchers could diagnose the disease earlier by looking at eyes, patients could make lifestyle changes that may delay the onset of symptoms or limit their severity. A new study suggests marginalized communities may suffer the consequences of air pollution more than others. Researchers looked at the death rates for older communities with higher poverty rates and larger populations of people of color. The New England Journal of Medicine study zeroes in on a kind of small particle air pollution called PM2.5. The particles are so tiny they can travel past the body's usual defenses and stick to the lungs or enter the bloodstream. Researchers found everyone would benefit from cleaner air, but higher and lower income Black people and lower income white people may benefit more from lower PM2.5 levels in the air. In 2019 alone, long-term exposure to particle pollution contributed to the deaths of 4 million people. The EPA is trying to develop new air pollution safety standards. Coming up, deadly storms rage across the South, claiming dozens of lives. And Jason Valentine will return with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Watch Thursday at 9 on ABC and Camp K-View, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health, providing compassionate, high-quality care for over 75 years.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of Purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
At the Blue Mountain Station in Dayton, Washington, we invest in community. Our partners include Sweet Cheeks Bake Shop, Cedar Rain Spirits, Onyx Farms, Ray's Roast, Red Band Cellars, Barden Bead Meadery, and the Co-op and Commercial Kitchen. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show. R&R RV North Spokane is hosting the Grand National RV Show March 23rd through April 1st. Shop over 120 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show. March 23rd through April 1st. Indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com for more info.
Next, E.T.
I'm Jen Aniston.
My name is Adam Sandler, and we are
spilling the E.T.
A wild exclusive.
I was just going to take a sip.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Cap K-View. It's springtime in one of the most magical places in the Northwest.
There's a great variety down there just because there's not only the landscape, there's always that sense of history in every one of those small communities.
The Palouse on Fly the Northwest.
There's something very personal about it.
KFKV Local News at 6, Tuesday.
Next 5, Dennis Quaid, Lauren Ambrose, and American Idol judge Lionel Richie.
We got this.
Plus Tuesday, all the Idol judges are here.
Today at 9 on KFKV. Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. Now, KFKV First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. Nice morning so far. A nice start to our work week, school week, or whatever for you. Looking at a partly cloudy day, but we do have changes coming tonight. Late showers, very late showers into our overnight period, and then evening windy conditions for Pendleton. So changes are on the way. We even have a little bit of light snow just to the north of Connell and in the Pullman area. Very light, but that is going to be moving on very quickly this morning. So as we move along in our Monday, we are going to see some sunshine this morning, and then we'll see a little bit of cloud coverage. But as we get to our overnight period, we are going to see some shower activity. Luckily, all of our areas are at or above the freezing level overnight. Maybe even Yakima just getting a little bit of a hint. So as we move along in the morning, just a little bit of scattered showers for your day. But then as we head into our Tuesday evening, we have a better chance of seeing some more shower activity, especially Pendleton area. It looks like it'll drift into Walla Walla and then move up to Yakima and Ellensburg. A little bit of heavier cell. That's very early on Wednesday. And then as we get to Wednesday itself, it should be moving on. So what this is coming from is a low pressure system out in the Pacific. We're just on the periphery of this shower system. It's also going to cause heavier winds tonight in the Pendleton area. So that's where it is coming from, but it should settle down at least by late morning on Wednesday. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. So right now we are mostly just below the freezing mark, 33 for Prosser, but a very chilly morning for the Ellensburg and Yakima area. So bundle up as you're heading out the door this morning. So our average for the Tri-Cities at this time of year is 61, and we're going to be right around our average pretty much for the week ahead. So for all of our regions, expect highs mostly in the 50s this week, maybe a few lower 60s in there, especially as we get to Thursday. But wind advisory as we get to our evening hour starts at 8 o'clock tonight, 25 to 35 mile per hour winds, 55 mile per hour gusts. So batten down the hatches tonight in the Pendleton area. Very windy, and again, that's kind of a periphery of this storm we're seeing go through. So wind speeds right now, though, very light. So you're going to have a pretty darn pleasant Monday morning. Just get ready for those changes coming late tonight. And we're going to see oscillating winds for the rest of our areas, kind of around 10 to 5 mile per hour for our week. But as we get to our weekend, we're going to have heavy winds on the way on Saturday. Could see 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. So very blustery. Could even see some shower activity coming in on our Saturday. Of course, we're going to keep a close eye on that as we get closer. Mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley, 50 degrees for Ellensburg. Over in the mid-Columbia, we're in the mid to upper 50s. We're a couple degrees warmer than we were over your weekend. Mid-50s for the Blue Mountain region. So as we look at the work week ahead, we are going to see more cloud coverage tomorrow. And again, just scattered showers in the morning and then a little bit more as we get to Tuesday evening into early Wednesday. Then more sunshine will take over as we head along in the week. All the way up to 61 for Thursday and then mid-50s for your weekend with a good chance of showers on Saturday with those winds starting to howl. In the Tri-Cities area, upper 50s through Wednesday, lower 60s Thursday through Saturday. So we have a nice Monday on the way, but do get ready for heavy winds tonight in Pendleton and then late showers into tomorrow morning and then tomorrow evening into Wednesday. So a bit of changes on the way, but bundle up as you head out the door. It is very chilly this morning.
Parts of the southern part of the U.S. are bracing for more severe weather. The deadly tornado outbreak and strong thunderstorms that swept across Mississippi and Alabama late Friday have claimed the lives of at least 26 people. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on the search and recovery efforts.
This morning, Rolling Fork, Mississippi maimed and mangled, most of it leveled, after a monster tornado sliced through the city like a chainsaw, cutting a 60-mile path of destruction across the state and killing more than 24 people.
It just hit quickly. Came out of the south, southeast, and by the time it got down on the ground, It got bigger and bigger, as you can see by the path.
Tracy Harden owns Chuck's Dairy Bar. She and her husband, along with 7 others, survived the splitting winds by taking shelter inside this large cooler. Their restaurant a total loss, along with the community she says she loves so dearly.
Our building doesn't have a roof on it anymore. So that's the moment we knew it was bad. We're praying and we're crying and we're screaming, and all of a sudden it just stops.
And then there's Jessica Davis, who tells me she was on the phone with her mother, Wanda, when that twister barreled through. She says she could hear the winds in the background. Her mother drove to a local store, hunkered down inside, but never made it out.
I'm hurt, nothing but hurt, because everyone lost something. Whether it was a loved one, home, everyone lost something.
Jessica Cole Davis's mom was driving. This is her car when that tornado whizzed through. She pulled over here to the parking lot of what used to be the Dollar General. She ran inside, but sadly, never made it out.
It's really hard. It's just, nothing to come back to.
This morning, relief is on the way. Governor Tate Reeves touring the disaster zone with federal officials, including FEMA. And while, yes, there is promise to rebuild, but some in Rolling Fork struggle to see the potential.
I'm looking around town and I'm saying, I know we can rebuild, but what you do with the devastation, what you do with all this, I'm glad I'm by myself.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
When we return on Good Morning Northwest, Ticketmaster finds itself in the hot seat once again after multiple lawsuits challenging that the ticketing giant is actually a monopoly.
Total Energy Management has been serving the Tri-Cities area with superior HVAC service for over 38 years. Our priority is to exceed consumer and client expectations with innovative Carrier products in a brand new facility with state-of-the-art equipment. It's time to beat the cold with Carrier's Cool Cash rebate of up to $1,750. Turn to the experts at Total Energy Management and save on your next home comfort system.
Situated in the heart of Washington wine country, the Prosser House by John Gray is a place you won't want to miss. John's international culinary training brings amazing cuisine to the table. Treat yourself and someone special to a meal you won't soon forget. We'll see you at the Prosser House.
Where's the most mouth-watering pizza and best salad bar in town? Well, Hubby's Pizza, of course. And with the lunch special starting as low as $10.49 for a 2-topping Pee-wee pizza and a medium drink, why go anywhere else? Delicious, mouth-watering food with only the freshest ingredients. It's lunchtime and I'm going to Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Back by popular demand, it's the Super 7-Day Sell-Off at Furniture Row. Shop today and save big throughout the store. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus, make your cash go further with 4 years no-interest financing. That's no interest until March 2027. But don't miss out. The Super 7-Day Sell-Off at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 30th.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Music fans are ready to see Ticketmaster face the music in federal court, answering a lawsuit over allegations of fraud and price fixing. Taylor Swift fans attended a dance party last night ahead of their first court hearing today. ABC's Derek Dennis reports.
This morning, Taylor Swift fans have a big problem with Ticketmaster. A group filing a lawsuit in court today claiming a conspiracy to jack up prices for Swift's Eras tour.
We are not going to just settle. We want to see some change happen. We want to see a difference being made.
Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation, saying earlier this year,
"We apologize to Ms. Swift. We need to do better, and we will do better."
But that's not all.
I know when that hotline blink.
Drake fans filing a separate lawsuit against Ticketmaster in Canada for alleged price fixing there, claiming the company knew the Canadian artist would perform 2 concerts in Montreal, but kept that quiet to boost demand. Experts say the underlying problem, Ticketmaster's monopoly on the market, controlling 70% of the industry.
The monopoly issues had been going on for years and years and years and years. Pearl Jam took them before Congress.
That was in 1994. Pearl Jam members on Capitol Hill after finding out Ticketmaster added a service charge to its tickets.
Many Pearl Jam fans are teenagers who do not have the money to pay $30 or more that it's often charged for tickets today.
Pearl Jam complained, tried to get promoters to cap ticket prices at other venues with no luck.
There's no one who even comes close to Ticketmaster's strength, its reach, its muscle, its ability to sell the volume of tickets that it has to.
Coming up, protesters in Israel gather outside of Prime Minister Netanyahu's home in a response to a proposed court system reform that some experts are calling a power grab.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
Saddle up and head over to Horse Heaven Saloon in Prosser, a family-owned and operated business in the heart of America's Hop Valley. Come experience in-house brewed craft beer, fresh and unique foods, and much more. It's all waiting for you at the Horse Heaven Saloon in historic downtown Prosser.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Mix up your breakfast and lunch routine. Stop by Some Bagels and Gelato, where fresh is the name of the game. Bagels by themselves or in a variety of tasty sandwiches. Fresh roasted coffee to make your latte a step above. And save some room for gelato. Find it waiting for you at Some Bagels and Gelato.
Sometimes when you do life, your body needs help. Here at Westside Chiropractic, we want to fix you so you can get back to living your life pain-free. So come see us at Westside Chiropractic. We've got your back.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on Cap KView.
Chaos erupts in Israel after protesters take to the streets outraged with the Prime Minister's plan to change the Israeli court system. And after chemicals spill into the Delaware River, residents in Philadelphia have stored up on bottled water, despite officials' claim that the water is safe to drink.
And let there be light on your work week with some showers and windy conditions on the way later tonight, but a nice day is ahead. All of your forecasts.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Monday morning. Oh, I didn't want the weekend to end.
No.
It was so much fun.
It was, well, that's great. I'm
yes.
glad to hear it.
Yes, went to Seattle. We had a memorial for some of my friends' parents, and it was just a lovely service, and got to hang out with some friends, so really great. How about you?
Yes, had some friends over. They
Perfect.
stayed at our place, and got to go see our friend's daughter in a STEAM competition, which was pretty cool.
Excellent. And she won, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, her team won.
Man, just a perfect week. I hope your weekend was as good, and your work week's going to start very nice. Let's take a look outside. We have some light coming through. It should be seeing plenty of sunshine to start, and we have a nice day ahead. But as we get to our evening hours, we're going to start to see some changes come in. We do have a little bit of light snow just to the north of Connell. So still, folks, we're seeing a little bit of snow. When I drove over the Snoqualmie Pass on Friday, heavy snow was in the area, but at least it wasn't sticking, so it wasn't too bad at driving. So for today, we are partly cloudy, highs in the mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley. So we're pretty much a little bit warmer than we were over the weekend. Upper 50s for the Mid-Columbia. Again, we're going to be looking at nice day today. And in Walla Walla, in the Blue Mountain region, we're right in those mid-50s. But as we get to our evening hours, we're going to have a wind advisory for the Pendleton area. We're also going to see some scattered showers, pretty widespread scattered showers, start late overnight tonight into tomorrow morning and then into tomorrow evening. So we do have some wetness on the way. But folks, we have a fine Monday on the way. Just bundle up. It is very chilly this morning, especially in Yakima and Ellensburg. I'll get you ready for your work week, and my full forecast is coming up. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
Overseas chaos has erupted in Israel, a crucial U.S. ally in the Middle East. The White House overnight said it's deeply concerned. Some are calling this Israel's January 6th moment. Protesters are outraged over a plan to change the court system, giving Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu more power. The Attorney General said it violates the law, and now key members of the government and the military are turning against Netanyahu. Here's ABC's Lindsay Watts with more.
Overnight, new clashes in Israel. Police using water cannons to clear protesters outside Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's home. The growing unrest coming hours after Netanyahu fired his defense minister, who had voiced support for pausing the government's controversial plan to reform Israel's judiciary, many calling it a power grab by Netanyahu.
We all have to fight for our rights because of the plans of Benjamin Netanyahu that want to turn this nation into a dictatorship.
The plan to reform the judiciary would give the ruling party control over most judicial appointments. Critics say it could turn Israel into an autocracy like Turkey or Russia. Others see it as a way for Netanyahu to evade prosecution.
Benjamin Netanyahu's opponents accuse him of weakening Israel's judiciary to protect himself as he's on trial for serious corruption allegations. Netanyahu denies all charges, but those protesting say that this is escalating into an existential battle for Israel's democratic soul.
In the wake of the upheaval, the country's culture minister, a Netanyahu ally, claimed the party would support plans to pause the judiciary overhaul. But Netanyahu holding firm, tweeting, "We must all stand strong against refusal." He's claimed members of the judiciary are elitist and don't represent the Israeli people. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
The death toll from last week's explosion at a Pennsylvania candy factory is now 7. At a press conference Sunday night, West Reading police announced all missing people are now accounted for, including 2 bodies found over the weekend. The mayor says 3 buildings around the R.M. Palmer Company are being condemned as a precaution. A candlelight vigil for the victims will be held Friday night. The Palmer Company released a statement over the weekend saying that it is, quote, devastated by the tragic events. An investigation into the incident is underway. According to Philadelphia officials, people in the city of brotherly love can wash down their cheesesteaks with a glass of water for now. Despite a chemical spill over the weekend, they say the water in the area is not contaminated. John Lawrence reports.
Philadelphia officials say there's no immediate threat to the city's water supply after 3 chemicals leaked into the Delaware River Friday night.
The health risks are very low, if present at all, and they would be long-term in nature. There are no acute effects associated with the low levels of exposures of these contaminants that we're seeing.
The city had initially alerted residents to use bottled water, and many took that warning, leaving some store shelves nearly bare.
I saw people with cases of water. My son told me he went up and bought 3 gallons of water up the street from him at Broad and Tasker, and people were walking out with all kinds of water.
The Coast Guard said in a statement Sunday night that it's collected 60,000 gallons of contaminated water, adding that there's been no reports of any wildlife affected by the spill.
I work in industrial water treatment, and the city makes the quality of the waters are acceptable for the city of Philadelphia. Municipal water in general is very acceptable, especially in Philadelphia.
But some residents are still concerned.
You know, it's not the sort of thing you want to mess around with, especially because we're in South Philly. We're not that far from the river. I don't need more poison than I already get living in America, you know.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
City officials say there's enough safe tap water until at least 11:59 p.m. today, and that the risk of possible contamination gets smaller as time passes. A Pennsylvania school district is suing Norfolk Southern in connection to last month's train derailment in Ohio. Back on February 3rd, train cars carrying hazardous materials derailed in East Palestine, which led to a controlled release of a potentially explosive chemical. The Black Hawk School District in Beaver County is within a 15-mile radius of East Palestine. It filed a complaint Thursday accusing the railroad company of negligence. The school district alleges deposits of the toxic materials have been found on their property and in their soil and water supplies. The lawsuit is asking for compensation for the district's students and staff for any alleged injuries and damages causing medical problems, as well as for the risk for future diseases and the need for ongoing monitoring of its properties. The school district wants to go to court by jury. Norfolk Southern is not commenting on the pending litigation. Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Let there be light. We see some light on this Monday morning, kind of starting your work week, and we have a nice day ahead, but changes on the way tonight. All that in my forecast is coming right up.
Plus, March Madness has certainly lived up to its name this year. We'll have some of the top stories from the 2023 tournament next.
E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on Cap KVUE.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0.9 for 60 plus 3,000 low APR cash on a 22 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
From Cap KVUE, this is Medically Speaking.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we want to remind you your oral health is important. We know that life can get busy. Don't let your family's oral health take a back seat. At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we offer extended hours. That's right, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. We want you to smile healthy and live happy. No insurance? No problem. At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, our membership plan starts at just $79 and costs only $35 a month. That's 2 cleanings, x-rays, and much more for just $35 a month. Learn more at WRFDC.com or PDPNW.com. Find us at one of our 2 locations, West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco. Stunning smiles for the whole family.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today.
get all the Z's you need.
And during the Super 7-Day Sell-Off, save big on the Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $664.99. Check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Or save $300 on Tempur-Breeze and Luxe Adapt mattresses and get a $300 gift, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping.
Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep, only at Denver Mattress.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0.9 for 60 plus 3,000 low APR cash on a 22 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
It's springtime in one of the most magical places in the Northwest.
There's a great variety down there just because there's not only the landscape, there's always that sense of history in every one of those small communities.
The Palouse on Fly the Northwest.
There's something very personal about it.
Cat KVU Local News at 6, Tuesday.
Next live, Dennis Quaid, Lauren Ambrose, and American Idol judge Lionel Richie.
We got this.
Plus Tuesday, all the Idol judges are here.
Today at 9 on Cat KVU.
All right, now to March Madness. If your men's bracket wasn't busted already, they were sure to be in tatters after Friday's slate of games. For the first time ever, all 4 number 1 seeds failed to reach the Elite 8. The top-seeded Alabama Crimson Tide was stunned by 5-seed San Diego State, 71-64 in Louisville. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, number 1 seed Houston fell to 5-seed Miami, 89-75.
And Jill, both of those seeds made it to the Final Four, and this followed a surprising second-round exit from number 1 seed Kansas after a 1-point loss to Arkansas, while East favorite Purdue, number 1 seed, stumbled right out of the gates with a first-round upset loss to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Well, Jason, it has happened.
Yes,
Gonzaga's March Madness run has come to an end.
Star big man Drew Timme had said all season the Bulldogs tend to have slow starts, but they just weren't able to get over this one as they trailed the entire game.
Timme was in and out of the game due to foul trouble, and with their All-American off the court, the Zags struggled to put points on the board.
But UConn would have no such troubles. Their biggest lead of the night, 33 points, on their way to an 82-54 shellacking to head to their first Final Four in 9 years, the one where they won it all.
Well, despite Gonzaga's loss, it wasn't all doom and gloom in Washington over the weekend as all eyes turned to the women's Elite 8 matchup and Iowa's Caitlin Clark.
The first team All-American put on a show in Seattle's Climate Pledge Arena with a record-setting performance, finishing with 41 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds, becoming the first women's player to drop a 30-point triple-double and the first player, regardless of gender, to drop a 40-point triple-double in the history of the tournament.
My goodness. Well, Iowa would go on to win 97-83 to send the Hawkeyes to their first women's Final Four in 30 years.
And Jill, the action has been fantastic.
Yes.
It's lovely seeing parity coming into basketball because all of these different teams are in the Final Four. I mean, UConn hasn't been there in 9 years, but the other 3 teams have never been there in their history. So it's just super fun.
It is. It just makes it all that more exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to this weekend. All right, folks, all of your First Alert weather forecast that's coming right up with a nice Monday ahead, but change is on the way tonight. That's coming right up.
A controversial bill meant to hold gun makers accountable continues its trip through the state legislature. The status of Senate Bill 5078 next. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
By the time you see this, we will hopefully be back to spring. In the meantime, get your spring and summer toys ready. Motorcycles, bicycles, lawn equipment, sports equipment, you name it. Get ready to drive safely.
This message is brought to you by Alan Brecky Law Office.
What's better than all 3 American Idol judges live on GMA? Well, how about Ryan, too?
Good morning, America!
The Idol judges and Ryan live. Plus, shark Barbara Corcoran answers your real estate questions. And Brooke Shields live this week on GMA.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's the Educated Cigar. for 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's the Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's the Educated Cigar in Richland.
For the first time in a while, the road ahead of us looks good, and it's about time. Since 1989, Arrow Construction Supply has been Washington and Idaho's leading provider of products and services for asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. We have all the products and equipment for sale and rent to get the job done. So if you're ready to make your road home as smooth as the road ahead, then you'll want Arrow paving the way. Arrow Construction Supply.
Watch tonight at 8 on KPVU, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City.
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? 0 down and 1.9% financing even on used vehicles. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
Hey Dad, look,
Us.
this is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes. Feels good. And let's find us again. US Cellular, built for us.
By the time you see this, we will hopefully be back to spring. In the meantime, get your spring and summer toys ready. Motorcycles, bicycles, lawn equipment, sports equipment, you name it. Get ready to drive safely.
This message is brought to you by Alan Brecky Law Office.
This newscast sponsored by R&R RV. Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you're having a nice morning so far. Partly cloudy day. We're already seeing some sunlight out there. Should be a beautiful morning, but it is chilly out there. We do have some very late showers overnight into tomorrow morning and then tomorrow evening. So some wetness is on the way, and we have some windy conditions on the way to Pendleton as we get to tonight. So we're seeing just a little bit of cloud coverage, may just get into Yakima, Toppenish as we move along in the morning, but mostly we're going to be seeing some sunshine. And should be a very nice day today. So as we move along, a little bit of cloud coverage, maybe even a little bit of a skiff of rain as we get to our evening hours. But as we get to our overnight period, we are going to see some more sustained showers. Still pretty darn quick, and then just a couple showers here and there as we get to Tuesday evening. Looks like it'll start to settle down. Could be a heavy cell coming into Pendleton late tomorrow, Yakima area, and that will persist into Wednesday very early. And then that system will move out of here by at least mid-morning. So it could stick around Ellensburg and Yakima. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer. So where the storm is coming from, we have a low pressure system out in the Pacific, and it's just bringing in shower activity. We're kind of on just the edge of it. So that's why we're not getting hit too hard, but still some shower activity coming on in. Now temperatures right now, as I said, chilly conditions. Look at this, 21 in Ellensburg, 23 in Yakima. So bundle up, folks, as you're heading out the door. 33 for Prosser, our one spot just above the freezing mark. Other than that, we're right around it or just below. So our average temperatures for the Tri-Cities at this time of year is 61. We're going to be right around it. So that means all of our areas will most likely be in the 50s, maybe a couple of lower 60s for the week ahead. So still no real heat spike or cool spike on the way. We've just been right around the average almost for the entire month of March. So wind advisory for the Pendleton area starts at 8 o'clock tonight till tomorrow in the middle of the afternoon. 25 to 35 mile per hour winds expected, sustained, 55 mile per hour gusts possible. Batten down the hatches tonight, especially in the Pendleton area. So as we look at our winds right now, we are light, and it's going to stay that way for most of our areas. Again, until the evening hours for Pendleton, we'll see a little bit of winds kicking up for the rest of our areas tomorrow, right around 10 mile per hour winds, maybe even to 15. We're going to slow down Wednesday and then just drive up into around 20 mile per hour winds for the Tri-Cities area on Saturday. So that means we could see up to 30-mile-per-hour winds for all of our areas. So a windy and possibly wet Saturday is on the way, and we're going to cool down a bit on our weekend as well. All right, we're just a touch warmer than we were over your weekend. Mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley, 50 for Ellensburg. Over in the mid-Columbia, we're in the mid to upper 50s. And as we head over into the Blue Mountain region, we're right around that mid-50 area. So 7-day forecast. We have those showers early tomorrow and then very late tomorrow into Wednesday morning. Then we'll settle down as we get into Wednesday, up to 61 for Yakima on Thursday. And again, could see windy and rainy conditions on your Saturday. In the Tri-Cities area, upper 50s through Wednesday, then lower 60s Thursday through Saturday. A little bit better of a chance for that blustery Saturday of showers. So for today, we're looking very nice. Let's get ready for windy conditions after the sun goes down in Pendleton, and then overnight showers into tomorrow morning, then into Tuesday evening for most of our areas.
On Friday, Washington state lawmakers on the House Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee voted to advance a proposal effectively carving a loophole in federal protections for the firearm industry. Senate Bill 5078 would make it easier for victims of violence to sue gun makers based on how their weapons are advertised. The proposal would also require gun sellers to take extra steps to make sure that their merchandise is not contributing to a public nuisance, in this case, crime. That bill passed the committee and will continue to advance in the legislature. The state Supreme Court says Washington's controversial capital gains tax should be allowed to stand. The debate has been going on for years now. Washington lawmakers approved a tax in 2021 that will kick in if you make more than $250,000 in 1 year buying and selling on the stock market or by selling certain assets like art or boats. Here's the problem, though. Opponents say the money you make in a year is your income, no matter where it comes from. And Washington's Constitution does not allow income taxes. Friday, the state Supreme Court ruled that the capital gains tax is an excise tax, which means it's a tax on certain activities. In this case, selling assets. The state has already begun collecting the capital gains tax. The money will go towards education. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast, but first a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a money-saving trend gaining momentum across the country. Welcome to the Buy Nothing movement. For Jenna Orndorff, it started with a fire.
I lost everything. My apartment was condemned. I was displaced and basically had to start over.
So she turned to the local Buy Nothing group on Facebook and surprisingly found a lot.
Husband and wife brought this 60-inch TV to my new apartment.
When we started the very first group, I was literally getting food and clothing that I could not afford otherwise. So I knew how impactful those gifts were for me, and I knew that I wasn't the only person in that position.
And coming up at 7 a.m., if you want to take part in the Buy Nothing movement, we have the expert tips you need to succeed. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Caplyta, there's a chance to let the light shine through and light tomorrow with the hope from today. This is a chance to let in the light. Caplyta is a once-daily pill that is proven to deliver significant relief across bipolar depression. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta treats both bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, confusion, stiff, or uncontrollable muscle movements which may be life-threatening or permanent. These aren't all the serious side effects.
In the darkness of bipolar 1 and 2 depression, Caplyta can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Caplyta today. Find savings and support at Caplyta.com.
Now, the morning sprint.
To Jason's local forecast in a moment, but first a look at this morning's top stories. A Pasco police officer who was shot Friday morning has been released from the hospital, according to the Special Investigations Unit. After witnesses reported a reckless driver at a Circle K convenience store on Court Street in Pasco, an officer was shot and the suspect then reportedly drove away from the scene. Authorities say they were able to locate the vehicle and engage in a pursuit until the suspect was shot and arrested around Argent and Road 64. There's no word on the suspect's condition at this time. We also have an update on another police officer shot and wounded on the job. Everett police officer Chad House was wheeled out of the hospital Friday to the supportive cheers of other officers and co-workers nearby. This morning, he's recovering at home. Early Wednesday, police say someone shot Officer House as he responded to a robbery. Other officers shot and killed the suspect who wounded the officer. Authorities say a woman is dead after a suspected shooting and car crash in Kennewick Sunday. According to Kennewick PD, a man driving on Edison Street fired a gun toward an officer parked nearby. The officer was not shot. Deputies with the Benton County Sheriff's Office located the suspect vehicle and pursued until it crashed into a Sheriff's Department vehicle at the intersection of 8th Place and Vancouver. A passenger of the vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene. Both the deputy involved in the crash and the driver were hurt and taken to a nearby hospital. Authorities say the suspect will be taken to the Benton County Jail. An hours-long standoff took place in Yakima Friday after authorities answered a call at a home near Cherry and 16th Avenue. Reports said a man was inside the house and damaging the property. Authorities say when they arrived, the man refused to come out. According to witnesses, the man had a gun and began to make threats toward law enforcement. The man was not legally allowed to own a gun. SWAT eventually entered the home and the man was found in a crawl space. Authorities had to release a canine officer. The suspect came out of the home a little over 7 hours after the standoff started. He's facing charges for domestic violence, malicious mischief, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Corwin Ford Tri-Cities says it's dedicated to helping fight food insecurity in our area, and on Friday they took a big step in making sure kids at a Pasco school don't go hungry. Corwin committed to a 3-year financial donation totaling almost $11,000 to Captain Gray STEM Elementary. Captain Gray provides weekend meals to about 20 students, which is nearly 3,000 meals per school year. This donation is huge for the school's Bite to Go program, which is run by Second Harvest and has been helping children not just at Captain Gray, but across the Tri-Cities.
So we have a program here with easy-to-open meals that are non-perishable for students to eat on the weekends. We provide 4 meals per weekend per child in the home. So whether they come to Captain Gray or not, we provide food for every child in the home to ensure that they get at least a breakfast and lunch Saturdays and Sundays.
The program has been in order for about 6 years. Organizers say East Lake Church also contributes greatly to their program by going to Second Harvest and picking up the meals needed for the students.
All right, folks, some sunshine this morning. Beautiful as we're moving along, and we're going to have a nice Monday, but we're seeing changes as we get to our evening hours. So right now we have a little bit of snow to the north of Con now. Other than that, we're seeing plenty of clear skies, and folks, that is going to continue until we get to overnight tonight. We do expect some shower activity, pretty much persisting to the morning, then to Tuesday evening. But today should be very fine. Look at these cool temperatures, 21 Ellensburg, 22 in Yakima. All of our other places are right around the freezing mark. Chilly in Hermiston as well, so bundle up as you're heading out the door. We do have a wind advisory tonight for the Pendleton area, 25 to 35 mile per hour winds, 55 mile per hour gusts possible. So that's tonight into tomorrow in your mid-afternoon hour. So heavy winds there. Wind speeds right now, though very, very light, and we expect that to continue till we get to the evening hours. So again, folks, chance of seeing that shower activity very late tonight and really in our overnight period. Highs today, mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley. Over in the the mid-Columbia, mid to upper 50s. And finally, in the Blue Mountain region, we're in those mid-50s. Should be a fine Monday. Let's get ready for windy conditions tonight and some shower activity throughout most of our areas overnight tonight.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Northwest.